Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
It's going to be a long day today. We got 3 episodes to shoot, and in at least 2 of the episodes, we have 2 beers to taste. So let's get to it, shall we? First of all, we're going to start off with a Honey Peach IPA. Honey
Peach IPA.
You're right, sir.
Right. Sis Boomba.
What is the sound of an exploding sheep? So that's the base beer to the Honey Peach IPA. I did a 5-gallon or 19-liter batch. I split half of it. I bottled half of it, and then the other half I put fruit juice in there, peach juice in there.
Okay.
The inspiration from this came from 2 things. First of all, I had leftover ingredients from HomebrewCon this past year and this year. You know, you get free stuff from like Brees, malted ingredients, and you want to use it. Also, we had, on a recent episode of Basic Brewing Radio, mead man Tim Lieber shared with us a delicious peach mead.
Yes, he did.
Made with honey and juice from a steam juicer. Mm-hmm. It was so good. Mm-hmm. And that inspired me. I was like, I want to make a peach beer. Also, we have this new hybrid Kvike strain. That's a natural hybrid of 2 Kvike yeasts from our friends and sponsors at Imperial Yeast.
Okay.
I-10 Mangostini. So I wanted to use that too. And that's supposed to, like Kvike yeasts often do, they accentuate the fruitiness of hops and the fruitiness of the beer. And so I thought all of this with honey as well, local honey, because I got honey from our friend Caleb, who keeps bees here very close to here.
Nice. This is really good honey.
Really good honey.
Yeah.
So all that comes together. So I'm already tired.
I'm already drunk.
Just by osmosis. Do you want to pour the beer while I'm talking about it?
Yep.
Okay, so into 8 gallons or 30 liters of water at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 C, I put 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms of American Two Row, 8 ounces or 220 grams of honey malt, 4 ounces or 113 grams of roast oat malt, blonde roast oat malt, and 7 ounces or 198 grams of flaked oats. And I rested that at 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 C for 90 minutes. I collected my wort. Into that, I put 1 pound or 450 grams of Caleb's honey, along with 1 ounce or 28 grams of Warrior hops at 13.1% alpha acid for 60 minutes, and 1 ounce or 28 grams of Tradition hops at 5.7% alpha acid, also for 60 minutes. So a nice big bittering charge on there. Mm-hmm. Then at flame out, after that 60-minute boil, I put in 1 ounce or 28 grams of Amarillo at 7.4% and 1 ounce or 28 grams of Nectaron from New Zealand at 10.1%. Both of those went in at flame out. I cooled the yeast, or cooled the wort, and then I recirculated it with a pond pump through ice water, the cooling water, once I got it cooled down enough to do that. So I pitched I-10 Mangostini from Imperial. When the fermentation slowed down, I dried hop with the same amount of yeast that I did at flame out. So 1 ounce of Amarillo, 1 ounce of Nectaron. And then, so the original gravity 1055, final gravity 1006 for ABV of 6.4%. So I bottled half of it, and then the other half I collected juice from some peaches. I went to the club store and I got 3 pounds, 11 ounces of peaches. And that is the seeded weight of the fruit, or 1.7 kilograms. I steam juiced that, and I got 2 1/4 cups or 525 milliliters of juice at 5 bricks or 1020. It looked good, it tasted good, but I was like, maybe these are unripe. Maybe I expected more juice. So I went and got frozen peaches, same volume, and wound up with 3 bricks instead of 5, same volume of juice, and it didn't taste like anything at all. So I threw all that out. So I took the 2 1/4 cups of juice and added that into the keg with the half of a 5-gallon batch of beer, and then just let it sit in there cool. So it's not going to ferment. We're going to get that fruit fresh juice taste.
Good.
So man, that's a lot to talk about. I'm thirsty.
I'm thirsty. Yeah, I was going to say.
So the head's already gone on this. I've been talking so much, but this is the base beer without the juice. Oh, it smells really good. Spoiler.
Oh, and honey, I've missed you. I've been good.
Honey, I missed you. Ooh.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
That's good. That's a big old hop bomb. This is when you're proud of your hops. It's great.
Those are super juicy already. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's the hops or the combination of that I-10 mangostini that really accentuates the hops.
It's really fruity.
It's a fruity hop bomb.
It really is. But it's and the beer with the honey, one would think would make it sweeter. No, it dries it out. Yeah. And so the beer is not cloying. It's not gloppy. It's very, I would call it refreshing. I mean, in the way that, I don't know, an iced tea is refreshing. Because, boy, there's a bunch going on. But, wow, this is a really good example of this kind of beer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this is This is one of my favorite hoppy beers that I've made. I think, other than all the Bell's Two Hearted clones that I've made over the years, this is really delicious. And talking about the yeast again, I didn't know that it was that Mangostini was a hybrid of two Kveik strains until I heard it on. There was an interview, Chip on Chop and Brew. If you check them out on YouTube as well, he interviewed Ryan Moore from Imperial, and Ryan said that Imperial is Mangostini is a combination of Loki and another unpublished Kveik strain.
I liked Loki.
So, but the next day, I mean, the thing was bubbling before bedtime as usual. But then the next morning, that thing was chugging like a steam train, and I was like, "Man, this acts like a Kveik yeast on the hot porch." Turns out it was a Kveik yeast. So, this is amazing. So, what else do you want to say about the base before we go on?
Just that, I mean, it's a big hop bomb. The hop character is very complex. We could stand here for hours and kind of pick it all apart. Mm-hmm. But every juicy, summery flavor in a beer that you can think of is in there. It's got a good malt backbone, well balanced with the hops, not too sweet, a tiny bit of residual sweetness. The honey dried it out and lifted it. I do get a little honey note in it. I mean, the flavor of the honey is still in there a little bit. And as a side note, Henry Mangostini wrote the Pink Panther. Not many people know that.
Don't try to look that up.
Don't look that up.
Okay. So are you ready to taste the peachified beer?
I can't wait to try it.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
There you go. Whew.
Okay.
Whenever I do that, it make beer appear out of nothing. It makes me out of breath and sweaty. So
that's what she said.
So this is 2 1/4 cups of beer, or of peach juice, into half a keg of beer.
Okay.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Question is, can you taste the peaches?
A little bit. Mm-hmm. However, the peach juice rounded that off to me. I have to do some qualifying here. I need to speak into the camera.
I'll leave you alone.
I'm going to have a minute. I've become less and less of a hop lover in the last year or two. I don't know why. Pilsners, Kolsch's, American wheats, they're my friends. Giant hop bombs, I'm not so crazy about these days. Don't get me wrong, the base beer, wonderful. But the peach juice in this softened all those kind of hard edges over. This is killer good.
Woo! Yay!
Really good.
I asked Susan, my lovely wife and a person in her own right, to taste this beer and see if she tasted the peaches, and she was like, not so much.
Not so much.
But there is a teeny bit of peach, and as it warms up, you do get more of that peach component. I'm glad that I only added it to half of the batch, because I think if I had added that amount of peach juice to the whole batch, I think it would have been gone entirely.
Yeah, it would have just been lost.
So I think if I wanted to accentuate the peaches, I would double up on the amount of peach juice in the beer. But you're right. It does, and I don't know if how much of it is that this is pressure carbonated in the keg, whereas that's
a bottle.
Yeah, it's
ferment.
bottle conditioned. So I don't know if that's part of it. Although these beers are kind of flat by now and a little bit warmer, so there's a lot of variables here.
Well, there are, the version with the peach juice is. This is the flagon from the dragon.
This is the pestle.
Well, this is the vessel with the pestle.
Vessel with the pestle.
Yeah.
The brew that is true.
The brew that is true. This is the brew that is true.
That's real good.
That just softened this beer up. It just kind of gentrified it. I mean,
I don't think that's the word you
I
want.
do. This is like
It moved poor people out of the neighborhood.
It would. This is like
I may have to cut all this.
No, because this is like rough as a cob. This is like I'm a beer. This is like, well, I am a beer. That's how I analyze these.
It's gonna be a long day. Okay, well there you go.
All right.
Ooh, I'm spitzing.
I thank you, doctor.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, that's one big Schwanstucker. That's all I can say.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, doctor. All right.
Said to give. All right, we got another delicious beer right after this. So we'll see you next time. Happy brewing, everybody.
Happy brewing.
Cheers. Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer. Okay, I'll be right back. Stay still.
I'm a victim of circumstance.
I can't hear you. Here I go, next door. To the beer keg. Okay, almost there. Almost there. I'm a-coming. Here I come. Oh, God. Had to go down the street.
Were they out of beer at the liquor store?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, now look, wait, you got it. Oh, okay.
Here we go.